What is up, NFL fans, and welcome back to another episode of For Your Viewing Pleasure. I'm Jeff Hartman, joined by my only friend, Wesley Coleman. What's up, Wesley? How's it going?
I'm great, man. I don't know. I said that it was halfway through the season and we knew things, but I think that we got to figure out different things.
I don't know crap about this NFL season. I swear. Like every week, you're thinking, okay, I think I have it figured out. Nope, don't have it figured out. But I got to ask you this question. What was the most surprising game last week for you in terms of what it could be end result? It could be the way things played out. What was the most surprising? And do not say Joe Flacco on Thursday night, but go ahead. I'll
Well,
let you
that
go.
definitely didn't surprise me because I called that one. Um, I mean, the Commanders kind of sit out there with just like laying a complete egg against the Cowboys, and what was, a game that just really didn't make any sense. Um, I don't know. It was a messed up. It was a really weird kind of.
Shoot, give me the Denver Broncos and Giants finish. What a
As far as the finish, yeah.
crazy game. That was insane. It was not a great game, but it was a great finish. That finish was great.
What I found out after the game, I think will surprise me. The Los Angeles Rams flew into London the day before the game, played the game the next morning, and immediately flew back after, which I've never heard of a team doing before. There's always this debate of do you need to be there 2 or 3 days or 8 days early? What is that? And then the Rams in the rain, in the wind, and what was supposed to be a run-heavy game, Matthew Stafford throws for 5 touchdowns.
Yep. Man,
Okay.
and honestly, I had never heard this, but there's a statistic out there that teams from the West Coast that are going, and this is what they did. The Rams played Baltimore the week before they go to London, so they're only flying from Baltimore to London and not from LA, that they have a horrible record that week before. They won them both. They won them both. They said, screw it. Good for them. Let's talk about week 8 in the National Football League. We start, as always, with primetime games. Thursday Night Football, Vikings at Chargers. 3-3 Vikings, 4-3 Chargers. Chargers are spotting 3.5. What do you think about this game?
I think there's questions about both teams. One, Wentz is hurt, so as McCarthy was, I think he was the third string emergency quarterback. Is McCarthy going to be playing in this game as the starter? And like, are the Chargers even a good football team? I don't know.
We never know. It's the Chargers. They charger.
I mean, after 3 weeks, I mean, we thought that they might win the AFC.
Yeah.
It's just I don't
Yeah,
know.
no, I agree 100%. I think this game at least has enough pieces in it to make it interesting. You do have Justin Herbert, you've got Justin Jefferson, you've got some big name players still that are viable options for whether it's fantasy leagues, Keenan Allen, sure, maybe Jordan Addison. I'll be tuning in. This has some intrigue. Both teams need a win to stay relevant in their divisions, so that's going to be an interesting one. Any final thoughts on that game?
Yep, but Minnesota's in last place in their division. Now they're 3-3. It's like they're terrible, but they're in 4th place in their division.
Yeah, that's crazy to think about. That is crazy to think about. So let's transition to the next primetime game. Pittsburgh Steelers again, Sunday Night Football. They host the Packers. Packers are coming off a win. The Steelers are coming off a loss. The Packers are 4-1-1. The Steelers are 4-2. Aaron Rodgers versus his old team is going to be the narrative you're going to get beaten to death with, probably. I don't know. What do you think about this? Green Bay is actually giving 3.5 points to the Steelers at home.
I think that's going to be the narrative for sure. But does anybody outside of Packers fans or Aaron Rodgers care? Like, it seems like he left the Packers 5 years ago.
Yeah.
It seems like he's not played a single season since. Now, again, it's not that long. It seems like Jordan Love's been their quarterback for 6 years. I mean, I don't know. Like, I get it that it's going to be pushed. But I don't know if Aaron Rodgers was the darling with the Packers and with a lot of the national fans that Brett Favre was. When Brett Favre went back, it was like a big deal for everybody. And everybody tuned in. I'm just not sure. And I think that Aaron Rodgers, he's having a pretty decent season, but the way his last 2 years went, I don't know if anybody's going to care about the story. It's kind of interesting. I was thinking about that. If this happens 2 years ago, this is a huge story.
Absolutely. Get ready for some, I think they are just hideous throwback uniforms the Steelers are going to be wearing on primetime. They've got the helmets aren't bad. They're the gold matte. Rubber ducky yellow matte.
Yellow.
With a black stripe. but they have these really awful jerseys that don't match the front to the back with the numbers and the letter scheme. They have the tan pants. It's like the khaki colored pants. Just disgusting.
It's bad.
Just repulsive.
Really, it's bad.
It's really bad.
Does
So
anyone like them?
yeah, there are people that like them on the
Oh,
Steel
people
Curtain
do.
Network
Okay, I
staff.
think that
There's people that are
they're
like,
awful.
there are people that are like, this is great. I'm like, I don't like these at all. Like the helmets I can get behind. I like the helmets, but the rest of it, ugh, puke. But I will say this: were you surprised at the 3.5 points? Green Bay spotting 3.5 on the road?
I don't know. They're such a big darling of everybody right now. Thinks Jordan Love's the third best quarterback in football, and they think Micah Parsons is the best defensive player in football. Like I don't know. They're getting all the hype. It makes sense. I think that Vegas is hedging on them getting plenty of action. And honestly, Pittsburgh's going to be underrated until they do it like a couple of times on a national stage. Just coming off that loss to Flacco is not going to look good for Pittsburgh. So I think that part actually kind of makes sense. I think the game will be pretty close though.
I do too. I think that's pretty steep, if I'm being honest. So let's go to Monday night, only one this week. It's a good one. Commanders at Chiefs, although Jaden Daniels is banged up. Don't know what his hamstring injury looks like. It's been a rough year for him as a second-year quarterback, and the Chiefs are starting to figure it out. Commanders are 3-4, coming off getting blown out by the Cowboys. And the Chiefs are, well, the Chiefs at 4-3. The record might not indicate it, but they are spotting 10.5 points at home on Monday Night Football.
I mean, the Chiefs aren't figuring it out. Like, right. If you started the power rankings 2 weeks ago, they're the best team in football.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I mean,
you're right.
like that's, yeah, any of that. There are now 8 teams in the AFC with 4 or 5 wins. And I hinted, I don't know. I knew that the Chiefs were going to beat the Raiders, but what's it going to look like? And yeah, the Chiefs are going to be fine.
Yeah. And then they get all their weapons back. You know, Rashee Rice is there, Xavier Worthy's there, Hollywood Brown, I think, is back.
Yep.
And then you throw in Travis Kelce in the mix, and those are 4 very viable weapons. It's going to be this one. If Jaden Daniels doesn't play, this one could get ugly real quick.
Terry McLaurin's supposed to be back. The Commanders' offensive line got worse somehow. They look terrible. And there's just a lot going wrong with the Commanders. They haven't had good luck with Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin being able to play a game together. And then losing Austin Eckler, who's going to, he's older in his career, but it's still a big part of their game plan and getting the ball, a safety valve for Jaden Daniels. It's just kind of a mess. And that 44-22 loss to the Cowboys was a rough one.
Yes. That's going to sting. That's going to sting for a while. But that's the primetime slate for this week. Let's talk about must-watch games. Some of them might be one of those primetime games. Some of them might not. Where are you going for the first look at must-watch games in Week 8?
Yeah, the Dallas and Denver is a game that I just think is going to be fun. The over-under at 51.5. It's the highest over-under this week.
Yeah.
And I don't have any idea. This one could be good because Dallas might have one of the few defenses that lets the Denver offense look good for the whole 4 quarters.
Right.
And I mean, the Denver defense is maybe one of the few that can slow down Dallas, but Denver hasn't been firing on all cylinders. I think that's going to be a fun game. Dallas has to get it together and like win a game or two that they shouldn't win. They've been close and they've been within 1 score of a couple of games and then, screwed them up at the end. Then they should have beat the Eagles in week 1. And outside, if Dallas had beat the Eagles in week 1 or one of their other close games, Dak Prescott would be firmly in the lead for the NFL MVP right now, I believe. Now, over the last few weeks, he's going to have Patrick Mahomes nipping at his heels, but Dak Prescott is playing amazing and looking great. And he's doing this without, CeeDee Lamb has missed most of the season. He's back now. And what he's doing for the first time in his career, having 2 true wide receivers has been pretty crazy.
That's a game I overlooked. If I'm being 100% honest, I didn't see that in the must-watch character. Hey, you're a Sean Payton guy, so I like you. You look out for him, I'm sure. This is not going to be, in my opinion, the prettiest game, but the narratives I think make it must-watch. Give me Giants at Eagles again.
Yeah.
After the Giants blew the doors off of the Eagles on Thursday Night Football, can Scatterbo and Dart go into Philadelphia and I don't know, tarnish the Eagles and sweep them in their season series, that would be insane to me.
Philadelphia by 7.5. What is
That's a
going
lot.
on?
That's a lot. And the Giants are playing better football. This is not a pushover team. They should have won last week against Denver, and they just can't defend the pass with 30 seconds left. So I don't know, man. I'm excited for this. And this is like a must-watch game. I'm curious to see if Philadelphia folds again.
I like it. I'm interested for sure. It's I think it's a good one. I would love to see the Eagles lose.
I'm not going to lie. There's not a lot of must-watch games on this slate, in my opinion.
No, I think there's good stuff that's interesting. It may be just like interesting from one angle or the other.
Yeah.
I think that I don't know. Like I think there's going to be some intrigue. I want to see. I mean, the Bengals are going to beat the Jets this week, and that's going to be. But if the Bengals start really firing, I think this is a great game for Joe Flacco to keep getting stuff out of his system. The Bengals keep this together and are a wild card team when Joe Burrow comes back.
Yep.
I don't know. That defense is playing better. I don't know what that means because they were playing the worst that you could be. But if this team kind of gets it together and Joe Flacco wins more than half of these games, it's
last week you hit the nail on the head. You said that their defense was inconsistent. Not that they're horrible. Statistically, they're horrible, but if you watch them play, they're inconsistent. And you're right. The Bengals offense is so good, and even with Joe Flacco at the helm, unless he starts turning it over at a crazy clip, they don't need a top tier defense. They just need a middle of the road defense to win games. And if I'm their defensive staff, I'm like, we just got to get this team to just move them up in the stats a little bit and they'll be fine. Because even against Pittsburgh, they did surrender 31 points. Pittsburgh ran the ball well. They threw it. So it's going to be interesting. I don't think the Jets stand a chance, but that line's only 6.5.
Yeah. Just on that game, did you see what we assume that Tyrod Taylor is going to be playing? Did you see what Woody Johnson said about who until today, like, is his starting quarterback, Justin Fields?
Well, I heard him say that he trusts Aaron Glenn, and he's not going to make it.
Yeah, he said he was saying I side with Aaron Glenn. If you look at any head coach with a quarterback like that, you're going to see similar results.
Yikes! You signed the guy. What?
Yeah. God, crazy.
Well, and Aaron Glenn, did he make the decision as of this being recorded? I don't think he has. He said he's still weighing his options.
He ain't. You can't start him after your owner just said that out loud.
That's true. I mean, he had one game with negative 10 net passing yards. Is that bad? I mean, Steeler fans are like, oh my gosh, thank God we didn't sign that guy. So, all right, let's go on to our next category. Upset alert. Whether this is gambling wise, we'll talk about the spread, or whether it's straight up. What are you looking at here in terms of the upsets this week?
I mean, kind of on both. Like, can Carolina? I mean, Buffalo's favored by 7.5.
I knew you were going to go with this one.
Buffalo's favored by 7.5, and so I don't think they're going to cover that. But can Carolina beat Buffalo? It's in Carolina. Is Rico Dowdle going to throw for run for 200 yards?
Yeah.
I mean, does Bryce Young have 3 wide receivers for the first time now that Coker came off of injured reserve? Like, I don't know. Like, is Buffalo any good? I don't know. Like, that's a weird game there.
It is wild. And 7.5 points. The Panthers are 4-3. No one thought the Panthers would be 4-3 after 7 games. So I think that's a good one. I think that's absolutely fair. Here's one that might be interesting to some. Bears-Ravens in Baltimore. Okay? The Ravens are giving 6.5 points. Now, I understand that I think that the Ravens will win. Lamar Jackson's supposed to be back. Everyone's going to be back healthy. Roquan Smith, et cetera, et cetera. That team sucked with them. And the Bears have looked better and better every week. Ben Johnson has this team playing a different brand of football. And I would say take the Bears getting 6.5. That over-under is 49.5. I don't know if I'm going that far, but I would say take the Bears getting 6.5. That's my upset pick.
Chicago's not giving up enough points to lose by 6.5. And Baltimore's not going to keep Chicago scoring low enough to win by 6.5. Like, I mean, it's just those two, that combination of those two, and Chicago's defense is good. Like, so Yeah, that's a weird big line but that's just supposed to be the hype
Yeah,
of Lamar coming back.
probably. Any other games that you like for the upsets?
Um, the
I got one.
I was,
Well,
don't
I
it's
would
not going to
ask
be
you.
Tampa Bay, New Orleans. I was
No.
actually the one I was going to say, and I'm not going to. I did predict. My upset of the week last week was Cincinnati to beat Pittsburgh. I think the Pittsburgh Green Bay. I think Pittsburgh keeps that game closer than 3.5. I'm not sure if I'm predicting a Pittsburgh win. I think that's a really close game that can come down to one play at the end, though. That's a
It's
good
going to be
game.
a one-score game, man. I'm telling you. If it's
Yep.
not a one-score game, I'll be stunned. Mike Tomlin does well when he has an extra time to plan. The plus 140 money line for the Steelers is very enticing. But let me ask you, any chance that the Titans keep it within 14.5 against the Colts in Indy?
I don't want to say zero, but there's not a very good chance.
Not a very good chance.
Is Ryan Tannehill coming out of retirement?
I don't think so.
Is
All
he
right,
even
let's
retired?
All right, let's go to sneaky good games. Games that maybe aren't getting a lot of attention, but yet still could be pretty good games and very competitive. Where are you going with this one?
I mean, this would have been my tie-in for the Dallas-Denver game, which I mentioned earlier, and then we already kind of did the Buffalo-Carolina, which I think is going to get written off as a good game. We've kind of been all over the place with these. I think we've mentioned a few of them that would fall in this, even New York, Philadelphia, and stuff like that. I know you started off with saying that this isn't a great slate of games, but like I can find some excuses for a lot of these games, the favorite not covering the spread. So it makes them interesting.
Yeah, I mean, there are certain games that are duds for sure, but I think like a sneaky good game, not lying. Cleveland going to New England. Cleveland's coming off of just blowing the doors off the Dolphins, and they ran it well. Judkins had, I think, over he had 2 touchdowns and a bunch of yards. I want to see what are Drake May and the Patriots just running away with that division. They are leading the division. In case you didn't know,
Yep.
Are they staying around, or are they gonna, I don't know, fumble this one away? New England's giving 6.5 at home. That's going to be a game that might turn out to have more fireworks than people expect because Cleveland's defense is still pretty good.
They are. And what's weird about that game is, New England's favored by 6.5, which is a big spread, but the over under is only 40.5. So if you're doing that, like you're really predicting that Cleveland's not going to score very many points in order for both of those things to make sense. And I don't know what's going on with Houston. Their offensive line has looked pretty terrible. And it looks like Nico Collins might be hurt. And if that is, that's a real big problem for them. But there's a story there. Like that team's got to figure something out, and they're back at home against San Francisco. And we don't know what's going on with Brock Purdy. Is Brock Purdy hurt, or are they telling Brock Purdy Mac Jones is doing really good?
They paid that guy too much money to tell him to not come back.
They certainly have. But Mac Jones is the quarterback that Shanahan's wanted.
Oh, I know.
It's the weirdest thing. Like Shanahan said, like that was his whole point, was to draft him. And he goes, I had too much time to think about it and got in my head and went with Trey Lance because we started watching him run. Yeah. Well, that was stupid. And I think Mac Jones is a better version of Brock Purdy. And if that had switched, we're talking about Mac Jones one is making a lot of money, but is in the Baker Mayfield type of thing of just somebody who's just doing good and always producing and is always leading a team to a winning record. Like if he had been in the 49ers for his whole career, that's weird how Brock Purdy was almost healthy and then was like, hey, maybe going to miss a few more weeks.
Yeah, I think that they probably do have some buyer's remorse over that and the amount of money they paid him. And because Mac Jones is the system quarterback that Kyle Shanahan's always wanted. And there's reports he loved him out of Alabama and he was like, this guy's perfect. So that's another one. And the Texans have been a giant disappointment. We'll put it that way. All right. Can you only watch one game? What are you choosing?
Man, if I knew that everything was healthy with Jaden Daniels, that Washington Kansas City game just sticks out as a big one. I don't think that that's the case. I think Dallas Denver is going to be fun. Again, it's the highest over under. I will go ahead and spoil it for you. It's the highest price ticket that there is. And I think that's a really fun game, especially for a Sunday afternoon game, which normally is not the highest price ticket. So that's a pretty good one. I would love to watch the offense in that game and see what happens.
Okay.
What
I
about
do
you?
want to. I'm going to stick with the one I said is must watch. You can only watch one. I'm going to go Giants Eagles. There's
Okay.
something about the Eagles that just seems off, and this
Yeah.
Giants team is pretty fun to watch. And whether it's Jackson Dart, Scatabo, that defense is pretty stout. Man, it makes you wonder if Malik Neighbors was healthy, what would that team look like? And is Brian Daboll saving his job as we speak? What do
Yes.
you think? I think he is.
I think it's saved.
Yeah.
I think that they can, what, I don't know how many games are left, but they can go 2-6 the rest of the way, and he's just fine because this is his quarterback. That's who he wanted. He wanted to make this move. They're doing this again without Malik Neighbors, and I think it's exciting for them. They're going to be a fun team to watch over the next couple of years too.
Yeah. All right, let's do the dud of the week, which means it's time for me to guess the 3 lowest ticket prices for the week. I was not very good last week, but we'll see if we can.
You're gonna be bad at it this week too.
Oh, so they're not what we're expecting then.
I'm just saying you're not going to be good at it.
I'm not good at a lot of things. How about?
I will tell you this though: two games are considerably lower than all the rest, and then the third one is not right there with those, but it's considerably lower than all the rest too.
I'm going to say that Ravens fans are not back yet. They're 1-5. I've got Bears Ravens as one of them.
That is your fourth place game.
Gun. Okay. Fourth lowest or fourth highest?
Fourth lowest. $82 a ticket, which there's 3 games in the 80s.
All right. Dolphins at Falcons.
Dolphins at Falcons. That's an $86 ticket. That is your 6th place.
Son of a gun. Bucks at Saints.
Bucks at Saints is your 2nd lowest price ticket.
All right. So I got one. What are the other 2?
So your lowest price ticket is Minnesota at the Chargers. I'm telling you, LA is not a Chargers city.
They don't care. You're right.
If this same game is going on with the Rams, it's a great ticket, but it's $23 tickets you can get.
Family of 4 could go for $100.
Bucks at Saints, you can get a ticket for $26. I will be there, not having a $26 ticket. We bought our suite before the season started, which was stupid because we could get it for the price of a ticket right now. And then, by the way, thank you to the FFSN team for securing the suite for us.
No problem.
And then 3rd place ticket at $52 per ticket. Tennessee at Indianapolis.
Wow.
Yeah, like
Colts are 6-1.
The first place team in the entire NFL.
Yeah.
Playing against a team that they should blow out and embarrass. They're 14.5 point favorites. That should be a game you want to go to and celebrate and have a good time.
Yeah.
What's going on with the Colts?
I don't know. If it was in Nashville, I would get it, but it's not. It's in Indy.
No,
that doesn't make sense. That's still pretty stark difference. Though you said $60,
52.
52. That's another $30 tacked onto
double the price of a Saints ticket.
If you're going to be at the Saints game, you'll see Wesley up there holding his sign saying $26 got me here or something like that.
There you go.
All right, man. Any final thoughts on this week?
The Cowboys going to trade for Max Crosby?
Do you think that's going to happen?
So, I know there's at least a conversation because someone that I know and trust in the Dallas media knows that it is at least been a phone call and a conversation. I mean, who does it not make sense for? Why wouldn't the Raiders get a 1st round pick for somebody that's, I mean, they're not competing. Max Crosby's, I mean, if he was 5 years more in his career and was like, no, I don't want to go anywhere. I've been here for 12 years, but he's not.
Yeah.
And I mean, Dallas throwing Green Bay's 2026 first at him is the rumor. That's going to be
that would be interesting. I want to finish up the show just saying that, folks, we are getting in the midst of flex season. This is a preview show. We talk about games, right? Don't forget that starting in week 5 through week 17, Sunday Night Football can be flexed with a limit of 2 games between weeks 5 and 10. Monday night can be flexed between weeks 12 and 17. I'm looking at the Steelers Dolphins in week 15 on Monday Night Football. Please, for the love of God, flex that game out.
What about week 12? Panthers at 49ers. Are the Panthers getting flexed out?
Flex it. Like, seriously. Like, what are we
Now,
doing?
week 14 is Giants at Patriots. They're definitely keeping that there. It's Jackson Dart and Drake May. That's a lot of fun. The Eagles and Chargers is week 14. You said week 15 was one that you Dolphins Steelers.
That's horrible. No one wants to see that. Like, that's horrible. And it's, remember, Thursday Night Football can be flexed too. 2 games between weeks 13 and 17. All these need 21-day notice to require the moves, though. So it's got to be 3 weeks on and 3 weeks ahead.
We can go ahead and give a few months notice that week 18, Monday Night Football will not be the Titans versus the Jaguars. Oh, no, that's Sunday. There was no Monday night. Never mind. Never mind. Oh, that's just the last game on the docket.
But that's not going to be the Sunday nighter because they choose the Sunday nighter that last week. So.
Yeah, it won't be that.
All right. Well, this has been another great show. Thank you, Wesley, for your time. Why don't you tell us where you can find you on your social media?
Find me on X at WhoDatWesley13. You can find me on the Don't Patrol podcast on all of your streaming platforms. Jeff, where can we find you and all your Aaron Rodgers coverage?
You can find me at the Steel Curtain Network, wherever you get your podcast, steelcurtainnetwork.com, any social media platform, or you want to follow me on Twitter at jhartman, HARTMAN_PIT. But that does it. We'll talk next week, man. Enjoy the game this weekend. We'll see you.